down and go to Abia State in southeast Nigeria. Yet another attack on the police formation in the state where we understand that 2 police officers have been killed. At least 5 of the gunmen will raise the Abia State Police Criminal Investigation Department at Umuagu in Umuahia. The state capital have been killed by the police. According to the police, the hoodlums were killed during a gun duel with men and officers of the command. The gunmen who attacked the facility of State Police CID also relieved some of the inmates, destroying over 10 vehicles with more than 20 motorcycles burnt. The police say some of the vehicles used by the hoodlums in the attack have now been recovered. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Immigration Service state headquarters at Ubakala has been burned down by gunmen also in Abia State. We have the governor of Abia State who joins us from Abakaliki, Governor IKPEAZU. Thank you, Your Excellency, for joining us tonight on the program.
Thank you, sir. I'm joining you from Umuahia.
Oh, you are in Umuahia now. The last time I checked, I understand that you were in Abakaliki. Thank God that you are now in Umuahia. Thank you so much for joining us. Yet another attack on the police formation. What more can you tell us on this attack and what happened to the police CID office in Umuagu to what has now become perhaps a usual incident attacking police formation in the southeast region?
Oh, well, it's unfortunate that we have come to this point. We seem to be under attack from people who think that they can frighten the police and make people to be afraid and withdraw from their civic responsibilities and duties on a daily basis. I think the second objective may be to pounce on arms and gather arms and ammunition for reasons best known to them. So for these 2 reasons, we have had these attacks severally. I want to say that the time they attacked the police station at Oban, it was an abandoned location and there were no casualties. They just destroyed the building. That of Obakala, oh yes, they were able to kill some police officers, and but the armory was intact. They could not get the arms they were looking for. I think they just collected the arm of the policemen that they shot while on duty. So the incident of yesterday was also one of those, and we had predicted that could happen, and we have been on the watch out since the past 2-3 weeks now. You recall that we declared a curfew when they broke the jail at Owerri. We knew that we were going to have 1,800 criminals within the southeast region, and that's a handsome number. So Abia has been relatively quiet until yesterday, which was quite serious. But I was also meant to understand that there were casualties on both sides. 2 police officers were gunned down, and the police is also claiming that about 8 of those individuals were also gunned down in the incident.
All right.
I want to say that we'll continue to work hard to make sure that we safeguard our people here. It's unfortunate, but that is the scenario now.
Okay, so let's take a breather. But when we come back, we take a deeper look into what is happening in the southeast region. Is our region on the edge? What is the way out? Our conversation with the governor of Abia State, IKPEAZU, continues after now. Join us again. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us right here. Our conversation with the governor of Abia State, IKPEAZU, who joins us from Umuahia in Abia State, we continue now. With some of the sad scenario that we're seeing, Governor IKPEAZU, where about 200 students of an Islamia school in Rafi local government area of Niger State being abducted. This is yet another very sad situation of young Nigerian students who are learning and studying are being kidnapped. What do you have to say to this kind of scenario that we see in schools where students cannot even study with their two eyes closed? I mean, will sleep in their beds, in their hostels with their two eyes closed and study with their eyes wide open.
Well, I think it's a very dangerous trend for us in this country, and we should take it very, very seriously. It is the major responsibility of government to protect life and property, but it is more so for the life of children. Again, if you look at it from the dimension of the fact that part of what has precipitated the problem of insecurity is education. We need to educate our people more. And now they are attacking the institutions that enable us to educate our children. And if our children develop apathy for education and the classroom environment is no longer safe, then we can't educate them. And if we can't educate them, it's a vicious cycle because they can be productive and useful to society. So it's a very, very dangerous trend, and I wish we could just do a little more to make sure that our schools are safe and we can give confidence to our children to be in class. Otherwise, once it gets into our children that the classroom is no longer safe, then we will be in a very dangerous place, not only today, but in future.
If you go back to the Southeast region, for example, could the situation in the Southeast be described as terrorism?
Oh, well, I don't think it is far from it, because any situation that tends to attack institutions of civil authority, the courts, INEC, police formations, military locations, is designed to undermine state, and so that is what it is. But everything, all hands are on deck to deploy every resource within our that's available to us. Talking about the governors of the Southeast, to ensure that we protect our people and enable them to go about their businesses without let.
What is happening with the IPOB? Because one we wonder if it has capabilities of helping to quell some of these insecurity situations in that region.
Oh, yes. The governors of the Southeast are ruling out IPOB state by state as the need arises from one state to the other. For us in Abia State, we have the Abia State Vigilance Service. We have the Homeland Security, which is a population of 500 youths involved in Homeland Security. There's a Ministry of Homeland Security. And then IPOB is supposed to be the community and ward arm of our self-effort towards security in our state. And we think that IPOB should be involved in intelligence gathering, because our primary concern used to be the criminal headers who that has taken over the forests in some areas in our state, and we desire to flush them out. But in doing so, we must gather actionable intelligence on their movement and their tracks. So we are deploying hunters, wine tappers, and all those who do business in the forest also, to give us updates on what's happening and tell signs of human presence, so that we can track and flush out these investments. So we just rose from a security summit yesterday, on Friday, and that security summit was populated by retired military and paramilitary officers of Abia State origin, and they just gave me a document as Friday evening, which we are studying, and in the coming days we will roll out our own edition or version of IPOB and how it will fit into the already existing security architecture to make Abia the safest state in this area.
I understand that there is still curfew in some parts of Abia State. When are you hoping to lift the curfew?
We are looking at the curfew and we will do the needful as the need arises. We think security is still fragile and we are monitoring the situation. But as soon as the sky is safe enough, we will lift it.
I mean, there's been tension, at least in the last few days, around a few states in the Southeast region, including Abia State, based on the sit-at-home order by IPOB as a governor of the Southeast region. IPOB declared a sit-at-home order. Is that in any way unsettling for you?
No. That is not unsettling. They are just they are ventilating their fundamental human rights to say what they want to say, freedom of speech, as you would like to say. But nobody here is under obligation to do otherwise. Anybody who wants to go about his business should go, but government is not reacting to it either way.
But I mean, the big question is when non-state actors are giving orders, a group that has been prescribed by the government is asking people to sit at home. And it does look like that people are obeying that kind of order. You are a constituted authority in your own state. When people obey this kind of order, and that's the reason why I'm asking if it unsettles you, what are you doing about such a situation?
It's not unsettling me at all, because in the first place, what is the beginning? What is the genesis of the agitation in the Southeast? Some people in the Southeast feel unprotected the way things are going, and they also feel that some criminal headers that has found their way into our forests were not adequately sanctioned according to the rule book of Nigeria. And they decided to, and that created a gap. It is this gap that non-state actors are trying to fill, wrongly though. But you also notice that there is a perception problem here. A lot of people feel that something needs to happen about protecting farmlands, protecting the people in the forest, protecting the women in the farms and all of that. And if the security architecture, the way it's constituted now, has failed to do that or address that adequately, people will begin to seek help from all kinds of things. It may be wrong, it may be right, but we are saying that they should give government time to do the needful. And that is why we are coming up with the contraption of a bubago and other security devices we have put in place to address that issue. But that being the case, you now notice also that some people have become sympathetic with that narrative of, yes, we can help, there's something we can do. And that is where we are today. But we are saying we don't have to resort to self-help. We can collectively give you security under the dictates and the letters of the Constitution. And we don't want anybody to do something that is outside the Constitution. So you cannot legislate against what people will say. Neither can you legislate against what people will do. If some people decide not to go to market today, that is Sunday, that is their business. The government cannot come and say you must go to market. But government business is running. I have appointments which I will keep. And those working with me will also do the needful. But if we don't see anybody in his shop, there is no law against such an individual in Abia. But I know that a lot of people will go about their businesses as usual. But you don't take away the fact that some people may also, for two reasons, either they are afraid of being harassed or being shot, or they just don't want to open their shops. So that's the situation.
But so let me ask you, as a politician now, on one hand, you're a leader in your state, the #1 citizen, and also a politician, and I've spoken with a lot of politicians in the Southeast region, and the body language towards this IPOB phenomenon is quite interesting. Perhaps the way and manner people outside of Southeast perceive IPOB and the phenomenon, what it stands for in the region. The federal government had prescribed them. Before you are as a politician, is it a difficult phenomenon to handle? Is it a difficult thing to quell or to keep under wraps?
No, it's not a difficult thing to quell, but I think that a good place to start is to listen to the crux of the agitation. Because what some of the things that they have mentioned, and I've had them say, border around what is agitating the mind of the ordinary Southeastern. So what is wrong in listening? What is wrong in discussing the issue? If they say we want somebody in the Security Council, why can't that happen? Or why shouldn't there be a reason why it's not happening? And all of that. So if they say that there are things bordering around injustice, inequality, lack of respect for the federal character, letters of the Constitution, and all of that, I think that the conversation should begin to happen along these lines, and people should listen and see how that goes, before going kinetic about it. So, and for whatever reason, if you want to win an asymmetric battle such as we are faced in this country, you must create the groundswell that you need. You need to do social mobilization so that people and government must be on the same page. But if the people see government as not sensitive to their feelings and their yearnings, it will be difficult to mobilize the people in a certain direction. And I think that is what is critical and is missing now.
So when you say that they need to be listened to, who are you making reference to? You're talking about the federal government?
Oh, yes. Everybody. If they have issues with my state government or the way I run government here, and they are agitating against it, I will listen to what they're saying. And the ones I can't do, I'll tell them I can't do it and tell them why I will not be able to do that.
Have you sat with them? Have you sat with them to listen to them recently?
Oh, no, but I make my opinion on all the issues they have raised known. And the ones that are impossible to do, I have. For instance, I don't believe in Biafra through the barrels of the gun, because I saw a little bit of the Civil War, and I don't want that kind of thing. And I don't see the prospects of that venture, and I don't want anything that will be suicidal. But I think that creating a society where everybody has a right to speak, and there is inclusion and participation, and is the kind of mindset I want. If Biafra is for agitation against injustice in any way, that there is Biafra in the heart of many Nigerian states. I just read an article. Somebody posted that sometime in Aba, Margaret Ebo was a councillor here, and and we have had somebody from Kano being the mayor of Enugu. What has happened to this country actually, and why are we not taking steps to build bridges? Rather, we're emphasizing things that divide us: ethnicity, religion, all those things that divide us, rather than things that bring us together. And even the comments you get to hear going forward makes it difficult for people to appreciate the fact that we are one country under one God.
How easy will it be if you're asking for a dialogue between IPOB and the federal government? The federal government had declared them, prescribed them. So who will organize this? And we're looking at some of the unrest and the agitations. When will this end? How will that dialogue happen if that is what you are advising?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, As far as we are concerned in Abia, there is nothing like IPOB, but we have ESN, and we also hear what the agitations that whatever that is agitating the mind of people. Because you go to the grassroots as a governor and you ask questions, what is the problem? And some of these things are germane. So if it is the remit of the federal government to set up structures to engage Nigerians from all walks of life and hold discussions and conversations, I think that is the way it is done all over the world. You know, if you can prescribe an individual, you can prescribe a group, you can prescribe an organization, but it is difficult to prescribe an ideology.
So let's move away from that. At least 12 INEC offices have been attacked in the southeast state in the past few months. What do you suppose could be responsible for those kind of attacks on an organization or institution that will organize election? There will be election in November in Anambra State, for example.
I said it earlier that what I make out of some of the attacks in the southeast as we see them now can just be the plank is resting on 2 or 3 planks. The first one is to instill fear. You know, to harass and instill fear on you know, across the land. The other one is to collect arms and put all of them together. It is defined by the fact that people are attacking institutions of civil authority, and INEC is one of them. INEC is one of them. The police, the military, the courts. These are institutions of civil authority, and anybody who does that is an enemy of the nation.
Governor, let's for 1 or 2 minutes talk about what we have done for the people of Abia State in the last 6 years. Anybody who have been to Abia State or who hasn't even been to Abia State, Aba, for example, will come to mind. And is a major business hub, not only in Abia State or the Southeast or even in Nigeria, but on the African continent. But experts have come out to say one of the major problems is lack of proper corporate governance, lack of partnerships, poor infrastructure, multiple taxation, and accusing fingers have come to your desk to say you have not really done perhaps enough, according to those who are criticizing, for Aba to live up to the expectation or the capacity that it could or potential that it has.
Oh, well, they are entitled to their opinion, but I don't think they are right, because some of them are largely ignorant. Some of them have not been to Aba for quite some time, and they don't even understand the economy of Aba, or not even the geography. They don't even understand that, but they don't know the problems. I'll give you an example. In 2015, when we came on board, there was no, you can't access Aba from anywhere. You can't get to Aba from Umuahia. You can't get to Aba from you can't get to Aba from Ikota, but you can't get to Aba from Port Harcourt. You can't get to Aba from Owerri. And when you can't access Aba, that the people, that the traffic within and out of Aba is the oxygen that drives the trade, the commerce in that the enterprise in Aba. You know, so we started to tackle the problems from first principle. You know, how do we create access for people from Akwa Ibom to come into Aba? So we had to do a road all the way from Akwa Ibom to IKPEAZU to Uruduka and then to Aba. And then when you get to Aba, how do you get into the biggest market in Aba area? For 30 years, it was impossible to access area from any flank, whether you are coming from Port Harcourt or you are coming from Brass. You had to, at some point, stop, and people will back you, or you find a way, and otherwise, the water, there was a big pond at both ends there, and you can't go. Some people even alluded to the presence of spirits in those areas. So we had to get Setraco to do the needful on Fox Road, and today, for the first time, you can access area market from 2 flanks, from Port Harcourt or from Brass. You know, I can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And people who have been to, when I came to Aba, there was no single street light standing in the name of government. But we have planted over 3,000 street lights in that city today. And anybody who says that Aba is not working, today in Aba you have Domino's, you have Chicken Republic, you have Marketplace, you have everything in Aba. You even have a cinema in Aba. So you cannot see Aba unless you bend down. For those who are just alluding to what they do. And I want to talk about the big one. You know that Aba has been renowned by the World Bank as a place where people are doing shoes and garments. Over 250,000 people. If you give them 4 apprentices each, that's 1 million young people. And by the time I came in 2015, they were still using their bare hands to cut leather. But I have sent them to China, I've sent some to Turkey, and they have all come back. And I followed up with the establishment of the first automated shoe factory in Aba today that has produced shoes for Nigerian Railways, and we are working on producing shoes for Nigerian military and Nigerian police. The shoes we are producing in Aba today are fit for the Walmart, and we are hoping that someday we will sell to Walmart. You know, and we are doing the same thing. We're establishing our garment factory also in Aba, so that we can be the Bangladesh of this sub-region. You know, and then you can't ignore all of this. Golden Guinea is back at home working, courtesy of a private sector individual. We are working hard on Ejimbe economics, closing the gap between Aba and Port Harcourt. You know, so talk is cheap. But, if you come down, you will see that we have done we have done something that
because usually the problem has been some of the things that we have followed. The road in Arara leading to Arara market in and out, when there is rain, it's always a major problem because of flooding and all of that. These are some of the issues that are being raised. And you also said that you are doing 500 kilometers of road, about 20 kilometers per local government area. These are some of the things that you said you are doing. And I understand that you said you are going to shoemaking or something like that when you leave office. Yeah. But we are out of time. But let's close the program and let me ask you a political question. Your friend, the governor of Cross River State, defected from the PDP to the APC. And we are hearing that you are being spoken to also to join the APC. When are you making that move?
In the first place, there is no, whenever there is rain, you will see water on the road, but give it 30 minutes. That is how it is all over the world. So there is no issue of flooding. Having said that, I am somebody who is driven by what my people want. I think my people are comfortable where I am in the PDP now. And because they are comfortable here, I don't intend to abandon them here and go away. I think that political expedition is not about my personal choice or what I want to do. I am in politics in the first place to serve the people, and I am here at the behest of the people. If our people are comfortable in PDP, I will remain in PDP. If they are no longer comfortable in PDP, they will inform me. But until then, I am in PDP, and I don't think the prospects are there that I join APC in the foreseeable.
What about those who have come to meet you and ask you to go to the APC? You are ignoring that plea or that consultation?
I'm only asking them to give me reasons why I should.
Okay, because now you said that if your people are asking you, if, for example, I mean, this is some kind of, it's a maybe, if hypothetically speaking, I know that you are one of, you've told me on this program that you want the presidency in 2023 to come to the Southeast. What if the PDP is not doing that? If the APC is doing that, would you still consider staying in the PDP or going to the APC?
Until that happens.
But you want to go to a party that zones presidency to the Southeast in 2023? Is that your thinking?
I don't see myself positioning myself against an Igbo candidate in 2023 if I see one.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. IKPEAZU, the Executive Governor of Abia State, thank you so much for talking to us right here on the program.
Thank you for having me.
That's our show for today, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm sure Kimale. Bye-bye.